All right, nothing annoys me more than when people just play you for a fool. That audio, I mean, shout out Jeremy Otto, it's great audio. But JJ, can it? Just stop. You don't like being the center of the attention? Really? How about all those made-for-TV photo ops that you knew exactly where the cameras were? Standing there like Steph Diggs a year after Steph Diggs did it and then doing it again. How about the pregame meditation
You mean that wasn't
routine?
genuine?
Yeah, how about the whole pad pop? Just, please, begging you.
He's never had a birthday party. So you know what? At least you can say, hey, nobody was there because I never had a party.
Yeah, look, I'll just tell you, that's the type of stuff you'll get eaten alive in the NFL. If you act one way and then you talk another, they'll eat you alive. Now, it leads us into the rumor mill. So let's do a JJ rumor. Rumor, CBS Sports, buy or sell. And I'll read through this, and then I'll tell you what they believe. But the rumor is JJ McCarthy is a top 3 pick. So the cliff note to this is, look, no quarterback has seen their stock this year pre-draft soar like his. On one hand, undefeated quarterback, ranked in the top 10 in completion percent, yards per attempt, efficiency when pressured last year. Also underrated as an athlete. But are you going to take a player, this is CBS writing it, who wasn't the focal point of his offense in the top 3? McCarthy's 2,991 passing yards ranked 35th nationally. His 22 touchdowns, 37th. Now, again, stats don't tell the whole story. The writer agrees to that. But he does say, look, he'll likely become the first quarterback to be selected in the top 10 without registering a 3,000-yard passing season or 500-yard rushing season in college since Joey Harrington in 2002.
Oh.
Does McCarthy have potential at the next level? Sure. That's why he'll probably be selected in the top 10. Despite what some mocks say, I don't see McCarthy going in the top 3. And another tidbit to consider, money coming in on the over on McCarthy's draft position of 5.5, meaning 6 or later, which is what we have on the whiteboard in the studio for lunch.
Yes.
So the juice is down to plus 120 for him to go 6 or later. The verdict, according to CBS, is to sell. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's just a lot of potential is what you're drafting him for. I mean, when you see the video of him showing stuff in the games, it's like the games against the bad opponents. They don't show the good opponents. They don't show a lot of the things because there's not a lot of tape on him. Yes, did Michigan win games? They did. They had a rock-solid offensive line and a run game that was just, no one could tackle their guys. They would just run the ball and run it. Penn State, they ran the ball, 37 straight times in the second half. Why? Because they could, because you couldn't stop him. They didn't have to lean on his arm. Somebody, I think, is going to take a chance on him, but it's one of those, man, cross your fingers and hope that you're not drafting the next, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and you're hoping that it's more of a Josh Allen type of thing.
I just wanted to pass it along. You do what you want with it. I told you. I don't even – I can loathe a player in college and root for him in the pros. If the Giants took him at 6, let's full steam ahead. We don't have a quarterback. I mean, I don't think they're doing it, but
the thing is, if you take him and he hits, great. You got your guy.
Yeah.
It's like how the Colts feel about Anthony Richardson. He got hurt, but it doesn't matter. He's our guy.
But there's a reason a quarterback hasn't gone in the top 10, in the top 5, without a 3,000-yard passing season or a 500-yard rushing season since Joey Harrington 22 years ago. There's a reason.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the tape out there, I'm not going to draft you this high.
Yeah, because a lot of jobs are on the line. And if you draft him and he's bad, now you're in that Zach Wilson category. How long do you go with him until you finally just pull the plug and say, you know what, he's not our guy?
David, ticket text, what do you got for us? And then we'll get to who am I.
Someone says he's a winner. I would definitely take him in the top 3.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
he's a winner. Yeah, who also coincides with the biggest cheating scandal we've ever seen. Thanks for playing. Shout out 300 rushing yards in the national title game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, if you want to play the he's a winner game, that's cool. How many quarterbacks could I plug in on that team?
I was about to say, you know what? At that point, you're saying that's A.J. McCarron.
Right? He was a winner. Tim Tebow was a winner.
Yeah.
Look, the bottom line in all of it is national title game. What do you have? 140 passing yards? They had like 300 yards rushing. That's the story of JJ McCarthy. Now, well, you can't hold it against him. Well, yeah, I can. It's facts. So if you want me to take him in the top 3, I have to imagine things that didn't happen yet.
Right.
Now, again, teams are desperate, my team being one of them. If you believe in the physical tools enough, go ahead. But the whole he's a winner thing, nah, please. I could have put 20 quarterbacks on Michigan last year and gotten the same damn thing, especially if they knew the other team's plays.
Yeah, someone says, bye-bye, JJ. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. Can't take you. Don't believe in you. Mark from Howell.
I think it depends on where you would draft him. If the Vikings took him at number 11, I wouldn't blink twice. Hell, Christian Ponder went in the top 15. The point is you need a quarterback. But, yeah, when you start talking top 3, how do you justify taking him over guys who have had their entire program on their back? There was no top 5 defense. There was no elite O-line. Caleb Williams ran for his life every day.
Well, think about this. Penix had a bad game in the championship game. His stock has plummeted because of that game. People forgot everything that he did before then, but because he threw interceptions and just looked awful against Michigan, now he's a second-round guy, maybe early first-round guy, but nowhere near a top 10 guy. And he actually has numbers to back up everything that should say he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, you could listen. You can take JJ in the first round. I just think you're gonna have a hard time playing him. He's going to need some time. Right. He hasn't. No disrespect to anybody, but Michigan's offensive system was Tecmo Bowl. I mean, this kid's going to get thrown. Well, you're going to throw this kid to the Wolves and start him 17 games in year 1, and ask him to throw it 30 times a game, 40 times. That's a recipe for disaster.
See, and that's the thing, and Rico, I'm glad you brought up Michael Penix Jr., is because, Mike, I hear you. I hear your statement on, yes, it's a number 11 for the Vikings. If they take him there, you need a quarterback, take him. And I get all that, but I'm sorry, I can't take him over Michael Penix Jr. I just can't because
David,
you can't play him immediately.
I gave up the ship on that deal. Look, I think Penix has holes in his game too. I told you.
Yes.
If you're not, this is why I got so angry during the Tommy Cutlets era. If you're not drafting in the top 3, you're taking people with holes in their game. Even then, you're taking guys with holes in their game. But if you're asking right now, dollar for dollar, I can take Penix at 29 or I can take JJ at 10. I'd probably take Penix. But Penix is 30 years old. Not really, but he's 23. He's blown his knee out twice, hurt his shoulder. He looked like ass on national title night, which is tip of the cap to Michigan. The point is, it's an opportunity cost.
But we also talked about what gets lost is he had some great games against Oregon, who had a top defense twice.
Yeah, he gutted him. You were right. I honestly thought you were just about to throw your headset.
No.
That was pretty awesome. Carry on.
He was really upset about Penix not going high.
Man.
Someone else says, every player is drafted on potential. No one is a guarantee, but I understand what you're saying about JJ.
Yeah, and you're 100% right. There's a
try to mitigate the risk.
It's levels of projection.
Yes.
And hey, newsflash, I don't think we've made any secret about it. Rico and I both. I'm not as high on Caleb Williams as some people. I mean, I'm not telling you he's bad, but I watch the games and look, not having help matters, but he, I think, has developed some bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you're going to have to unwind some things for Caleb, because if you think you're going to play in the NFL and just run around everywhere, no, it's about being on time. That back foot plants on a 3, a 5, or a 7-step drop. The ball needs to be out on time, accurately. There's a lot to talk about with this quarterback class. I mean, Jaden Daniels is very slight, and yeah, you played at LSU and had this unbelievable season, but they also padded your stats so you could win the Heisman. I was there for one of those games when they let him go out there and score 12 touchdowns. And then Drake May, I've already said it. I mean, I like the kid, but he's a project. This is not some surefire thing.
Right. Because remember, everybody thought that Bryce Young was surefire.
Oh, boy.
How'd that work out?
248-539-9797. Also, who am I next? Are you prepared for this?
I am.
We're going to turn difficulty up a little bit, but it's going to be a good one.
I am.
All right. You tell them all about whatever business you got here, and then we are going to have a draft edition of Who Am I next. 97.1.